Good morning. Thank you for calling. This is Milan speaking. How can I direct your call?
Hey, sir, how you doing? Good morning. I'm not sure where it needs to be directed to. I just got a text message saying that I was at 100% of my data plan, and I just had some questions about that. So I just kind of wanted to see, you know, if I stopped it today or whatever, like what would happen, da 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 da. Da. So I'm not sure which department would handle
Okay,
that
so I'm
for me.
assuming you're with Cox and you have the internet because they limit you to 1.25 terabytes per month, and then when you go over that, they charge you $10 for every gig. We also provide
Exactly.
CenturyLink here, and CenturyLink is totally unlimited. There's no contract or anything like that. So if you want to try to see, basically it only makes sense if you have good speed over there. So if you like, I can transfer you to somebody and we can check your address and see the speed and price for CenturyLink. Otherwise, I can transfer you over to Cox customer service and you can discuss that the limitations.
Yes, sir. At this time, I'd rather just, talk to Cox about the issue I have right now, and then later on I'll go forward if I need to, switch it over or
Okay.
whatever.
Yeah, so the first month what they do is they just give you that warning that you've gone over or you used 100%. But I get a lot of people that come in here with these big bills because they'll go over the 1.25 terabytes and then they charge you $10 for every gig. So if there's any questions I can answer for you, I'm happy to do so.
Okay, so here's the issue. So my reset time frame is tomorrow. It's the 13th of October. So I just wanted to see that in the text message it said I can call and have it stop my data so it doesn't go over. And I just wanted to know, when you stop the data, what effects I'm going to see here at the house. Will I still be able to watch or stream,
No, if you
my
stop the data, that means everything it just stops. It means they cut off your internet. So I think you'll be fine if it just resets tomorrow. You can't go over by that much.
yeah. Okay,
So I
that's
think
pretty
you'll be
much the
fine.
question I had. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
and
just
if you
wanted
do
to
get a
know that.
bill, like they'll give you a credit and whatnot. They're pretty easy about it. But I mean, if it becomes a regular thing, then they have another option where they can add $50 to your bill and make it truly unlimited. That's what they say at least. But if you look at the fine print, even that's not truly unlimited. So the
Right, and
only
that
one
was
that's truly
something else I
unlimited is
had.
Century.
That was something else I had some questions about. And maybe, before we end this call, I would like for you to get me over to the technical department if they deal with this, and you tell me if I'm right or wrong. So one other question about the data plan. When they stop it, it cuts off all internet. So my laptop, all that stuff will no longer work while it's off, correct?
Right. It's just like saying, here, take my keys. So I'm over my mileage. I don't want to drive anymore. They take your keys. You can't do anything with the internet. So they would just stop it. But that doesn't make any sense if there's only one day left in your reset.
Okay, I'm clear on that. So I started doing, like, running these little tests, man, that you can download, to see if you're actually getting what you're paying for. Because I have been having issues where if I'm watching a movie, the streaming, it'll just freeze, pause, and I noticed it a lot with Hulu. Like, it would even just take me out of the Hulu app on my TV, and then it would bring me back to my home screen. Go through all the settings, get back in the Hulu, go back to the movie, and then I'll be watching it again, and it'll freeze, and then take me back out of Hulu, and this has been going on for a couple of months. So I started looking at, some things that might be wrong with my router, different things like that. And then I just downloaded these little speed tests that I could do to see if everything is matching up to what I'm supposed to be paying for. And in the speed test, it was like if you're getting a latency of 80 or above, that's a definite issue. And if it's not something that's coming from your provider, electronically wise, it's probably a hardware issue. And I got the latest router and modem combo, but it took me back to almost about 2 years ago where I had someone come out from Cox Cable because I was having issues. And this guy told me that the splitter that I had in my home was set up wrong. And then he went and looked at the wires to the house itself and told me that those wires were pretty brittle and, they probably was on their last leg. So it just took me back to date that if I could have someone come out and look at those wires and see if they need to be totally replaced or what's the deal, because everything I have on my end is still pretty up to date and good, but I'm still having issues off and on. So it just made me wonder, should I have those wires? If that guy said 2 years ago they were on their last leg, if that could be the root cause to my problem, and, could they be replaced?
Okay, I can help you with that. So step number
Okay.
one, what is the speed that you have currently with Cox? Are you on the 100 megabyte plan, or do you know what speed you have?
I think it was 12. Let me see, because I had it pulled up. I think it's 1280 or whatever that plan is. You know what
How
I'm
much do you
talking
pay? How
about?
much do you pay a month for your service?
I pay $99 even.
And that includes your modem rental?
No, that's the thing. I got my own Netgear Nighthawk
Oh,
modem.
okay. So it sounds like you have the fastest one. It sounds like you have the Gigablast. So let's do this. You know, there's a difference between hardwire and wireless. When you go wireless, you
Yeah,
sacrifice a little bit of speed, but you have the highest plan, so
yeah.
it shouldn't affect you that much. Can you go to
And mine is hardwired.
speedtest.net or fast.com? You can go to either one of those, and it'll tell you the upload, download, and the latency or ping. Are you in front of a
Exactly. So,
laptop or desktop?
yeah, I went to the one that I seen was Speed of Me. I got this off of YouTube, and I got meter.net.
Okay. Well, the most popular one that everybody's using that I feel like is the most accurate, I've been using it for quite a while, is
Okay.
speedtest.net. And then you can also do fast.com and see what it comes up with. But let's do speedtest.net. I'm curious to know what your upload, download, and ping latency is.
Okay.
And then while you're doing that, can you tell me about your TV? Is it a smart TV or is it a TV that you made into a smart TV with a Fire Stick?
Negative. It's a smart TV. It's a Samsung. But the guy was asking me what model it was, and I bought it back in 2016. I was trying to look to see if it would tell me somewhere in the settings exactly what model it was, but at the time I couldn't find it. Now, you said that was speed dot what?
Speedtest.net. Speedtest.net.
Okay.
Because, you know, I have a similar issue which you were talking about, and I've been doing business here for 13 years, so I've seen it all. So the ones that make the most use out of your broadband would be a Roku TV. It doesn't matter who makes the TV, but it requires less internet for it to work properly. If you have a Fire Stick, like some people have a regular TV and they add an Amazon Fire Stick to it, I've found that Fire Sticks require more bandwidth to be able to run the same as a Roku TV. And then you have an older Samsung TV, just like I have an older Vizio and an older Samsung. Those, there's still like a processor in there similar to a computer. So if the older the TV is and the older that processor is, I could see that, stopping in the middle of the thing. Even if you have the fastest internet in the world, right, it would still stop because of the processing speed. And one way to fix that, I've done this on my Vizio, is I'm sure you haven't done a factory reset since you got it, but if you go through the settings and do a factory reset and just go back to the original factory settings when, like, as if you bought the TV brand new today, that would help from that happening, because you were saying not only does it freeze, but it gets you out of there, and then you have to come back into the Hulu app, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So there's a factory reset option, and if you don't know how to do it, if you just go to Google or YouTube, you'll see how to do it. But it's in your settings, and there's a factory reset option. It's not going to hurt anything, so it'll just take you back to the beginning. Sometimes different apps conflict with one another, and it can freeze and shut down, and then you have to restart the app. So I would try that, and then let's take a look at the speed test as well. I mean, nothing's wrong with the TV. It's a Samsung. It's just a little bit older. But in the future, if you buy another one, try getting one that has the Roku logo on it.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm definitely looking at, I'll be doing that here in a couple of months coming up. So it's telling me my download speed is 160.54. My upload speed is 10.43. And I believe when I was looking in the app, my download speed was supposed to be 80-something.
Well, if you have the fastest one, your download speed should be 940, and your upload should be at least 30 with Cox. If you had CenturyLink fiber, it would be symmetrical, 940 down, 940 up. So are you going wireless, or are you plugged in directly with the Ethernet cable?
I'm plugged in directly with my Ethernet cable, and I only, do the Wi-Fi with my laptop. But the TV itself is plugged in. It's hard wired in. But it's saying that my download is 160.54, upload is 1043. My ping is, if I'm looking at this right, it just got an MS, but next to that is 62, and then they got
that's good. Anything less than 70 ms, which is millisecond. So that's not terrible. But what I'm concerned about with is if you're paying $99 for the Gigablast and you're only speed testing out at 160, something's not right there. So it could be the processing speed of your computer. How old is your laptop?
My laptop is probably a year old. It's not even that old at all. But no, I don't have the Gigablast. Let me pull it up. I have the one, I don't think I have Gigablast. Hold on.
When you say you pay $99, is that only for internet, or do you have other services with Cox?
Yeah, that's only for internet. I don't have any other services with them.
Yeah, because, I mean, that sounds really high. Even if your promotion expired and it went up by $20, you should still be at about 500 megabytes per second. So something's not right there. I would talk to tech support, and they can troubleshoot by doing a line test, and then you can also ask them about, what speed you're supposed to be on and the price that you're paying.
Well, they put it, I got the little mobile app. I'm pulling it up right now. They put it in there, like what my plan is. Okay, I got it right now. It's supposed to be, where did I see that at? I got up to 500 megabytes download, up to 10 megabytes upload, and then I got the 1280 gigabyte data plan.
Okay. Yeah, the 1280 sounds about right because it's 1.25 terabyte per month, like I was telling you originally. So that's right. And if you're getting 500 down and 10 up, so your upload speed is right, your latency or your ping is right. It's just your download is only 160 when you're supposed to get 500, and a lot of times that has to do with the processing speed of your computer. Try doing it one more time, or go to fast.com, FAST.com, and see if you get the same results. And you don't have to do anything. Once you hit fast.com and hit enter, it'll automatically just start calculating it.
Yeah. So I'll save these two. I like this. It's quick.
Yeah. And if you have any other questions like this, feel free to holler at me. And, I like getting into stuff like this. It kind of keeps my tools sharp. So
I hear you, man. So it's showing 120 Mbps.
Right, megabits per second. Uh-huh.
Okay. Yeah.
So something is preventing you from getting the full 500 that you're paying for. So like I said, it might have something to do with that splitter that you're talking about, or like the lines that they were questioning. But I can transfer you over there, and I would definitely discuss, say, hey, can you guys do a line test, or possibly send a technician out because I'm paying for 500. I've been with you guys for X amount of time, and the most I'm pulling is 160 down. Everything else is right. The upload is correct. The latency seems to be correct. It's just the download speed.
Yeah, and I took the splitter off, man, because I was like, you know what? If I don't know, because here's the problem that kind of pissed me off a little bit. One guy came out and said that my splitter was set up wrong. He changed it. I still was having issues. Another guy came out and said, hey, this is a misconception at Cox. He don't know what he's talking about. He actually installed it backwards. So I don't know who was, like, on the right track or not. So I was like, you know what? If they're saying a splitter is the issue, I'm going to just eliminate it and take the splitter clean out of the situation, and just run everything straight. And that's what I did. So,
well, let me tell you something. I've been in this space for probably longer than both of those guys. So let me tell you, if you just have internet by itself, a splitter is not required. Splitter is only required if you have another service, right? Like, let's say you have cable TV and internet, and you only have that one jack there. Then they would put a splitter, and one line goes to the TV or the cable box, the other line goes to your modem router.
Exactly.
In a lot of circumstances, what they'll do is they'll have a cable jack right near the TV, and they'll run a line directly, and then you put the modem somewhere else in the house. That's how I prefer to do it. But if you're limited on your jacks or you want to put the modem near the TV, then they use a splitter. So if you only have internet service, there's no need for a splitter at all. Like, what is it splitting to?
Exactly, and that's why I took it off.
Right.
So today, in my mind, troubleshooting the whole issue, I thought about those wires downstairs because when the guy, he was like, hey, Mr. Willis, come take a look at this, man. These wires are really old and brittle, and they're on their last leg, and it was about 2 years ago. So today I just thought about it. I was like, man, maybe these wires need to be looked at again and see if they could be replaced because he was like, maybe I could splice into them or whatever, or try to change out the really bad portion of the wire, that's more exposed to the environment, and then go from there. So that's why I wanted to have somebody come take a look at it because,
Right.
my
laptop... the way that the wires work, though, is that it's going to work until it doesn't. It's like if it's brittle, it's not going to bring the speed down. Like, it looks like it's working consistently just based on your latency and that ping.
Yeah.
So it's not a problem until it's a problem. Like, when the line snaps or something happens to it, if they say they're brittle, then you'll go from having, internet to no internet. It's not going to slow down on you. From my experience, but you can still talk to tech support and do a line test.
Yeah, but what I'm wondering about is with the older wires, what I'm saying, like you have with Ethernet cables and stuff like that, wouldn't there be resistance in the wires that cause, issues because it's older, what I'm saying? Because I know different wires control how much speed you get through that wire, right? And that's why we change out and use Ethernet wires. So I'm wondering if the ones coming to the house, by them being older, they got more resistance than a newer wire would have, and that's why I'm getting some of the
Well, it's
The
two different types of wires, right? The one that brings the internet into your house, that's why it's cable internet, so it's coming in off a coaxial cable. And then what you're talking about with the Ethernet cable, that does make a difference on the type of wire you have, like not the age, but the type. Like if it says type 5A versus a Cat 6, Cat 7, they even have Cat 8. So if you get a better quality wire, like if you look at your Ethernet cable that's going into your computer right now, and I can almost guarantee you it's a Cat 5A. It says it right on the wire.
Yeah, I'm not using any wires at all. I'm straight wireless with my laptop.
Oh, I thought you said you were connected with the Ethernet cable when you were doing the speed test. You're wireless.
My TV modem, all that stuff is hardwired. My laptop is wireless.
Okay, well, take a look at the wire that's going to the TV, and it should say Cat 5A. That's one thing that you could do on your end that will improve the speed. If you just get a Cat 6, you can get them on Amazon for a few dollars. I can shoot you a text message when we're finished and show you like a link if you're an Amazon customer. But yeah, get a Cat 6, Cat 7, Cat 8. We actually have them here at our store. If you want to come in and pick one up, I can guarantee you that'll improve your speed.
Now, is that wire normally blue or yellow?
They come different colors. It's all the same wire. They just color code them for different purposes, but it's not going to change the quality of the wire or anything. It's just the preference of color. So it should have it typed out on the wire, Cat 5A.
Yeah, I'll take a look at that. I'm looking right now. Let me see if I can see it. Type C.
And then also, if you want to run your laptop off of an Ethernet cable, again, like a Cat 6, 7, or 8, it'll be much faster than going wireless. You always sacrifice a little bit of speed when you're going wireless.
Yeah. It just says type CM24. It's kind of faded.
Yeah, keep going because it repeats itself like down the wire. So you'll see somewhere down the wire where it says 5A or 5E.
Yeah, it says 5E.
5E. Okay, so you got the older wire. I just changed somebody's wire over here at my office, and we just changed it to a Cat 6, and it doubled the speed. So you need to get yourself a Cat 6 or above. I think we have Cat 8 up. We have up to Cat 8 over here.
Okay. And how much do they run about? How much?
We normally charge $14.99, but I'll hook you up for $10 if you want to come down and see me. I'm on Sahara in Valley View.
Okay, all right, Sahara in Valley View. All right, man.
Yep. So I'll text you. I'll text you out the address. Is this a mobile number you're calling me from that ends in 8359?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. I'll shoot you a text message and then lock it in. If you have any future questions or anything, you can stay in touch with me.
All right, man. Very professional. Yeah. If you don't mind, man. If you don't mind switching me over to those guys, because I would like to, while I'm troubleshooting, have those guys check the wires, and then that way we didn't eliminate one other thing in the issue, and then I'll do the reset on the TV. That's some good, valid information you gave me, and then we'll just go from there.
Okay, sounds good. Hang on one second. I'll transfer you.
All right, appreciate it, boss.
Anytime.